In order to forget the sadness of life, we now turn to something we like, camera accessories, and in particular bags. Roberto took this picture at Fotokina, and again, this looks great as it is. But I wanted to see what ALCE had to say about it anyway, so I ran it twice, at radius 20 and at radius 200. Let's start from the latter. As you see, radius 200, as it often happens on large images like this, gives you some additional snap for free. This is the original, this is ALCE 200. If you're uncertain where to start, you may simply keep the default value of 100, run ALCE and see what happens. But you're rather expert at this point, so you may ask yourself, what's the real subject in this photograph? To me, it's the bags, and the bags are not so big. That's why I ran ALCE 20 as well. The bags are a lot better in this case, and this is worth a closer look. Let's zoom in. This is the original, this is ALCE 20, this is ALCE 200. Again, original, ALCE 20, ALCE 200. No discussion, I think. I'll buy ALCE 20. What I don't like is the effect on some parts of the picture, like the brand Kata. Do you notice the halos here? This picture is rather similar somehow to the previous one. The objects of interest are neutral or very close to neutral. I won't use a mask this time, but I need LAB anyway. You certainly remember that neutral objects are around 50% gray in both the A and B channels. What I expect here is that there is one channel where they pop out because the background and the floor are gorgeously yellow. Not only, the squares in the brand are red, and red contains yellow. The letters are green, and green contains yellow. I'd be ready to bet on a channel. A or B? B, I hear you say. That's the correct answer. Let's have a look at the B. All that we need to filter is lighter than the objects we're interested in. It lives on the right side of the B channel spectrum then. We might do something similar to what you saw in the previous example, but I'd love to show you an often overlooked method called blend if. You've probably realized I am very lazy, so I will do something extreme to show you the concept. Let's invert the ALCE layer so that whatever blend we attempt to make becomes obvious. Now, double-click on it and open the Layer Style window. Lots of obscure options here, but we will concentrate on the sliders at the bottom. That is Blend If, or, if you prefer, Conditional Blending. The question we need to ask is, what do I want to do with this layer? The answer is, I want it to show wherever there's little or no yellow at all. That is, we want to retain the yellow components from the background because the background has no halos. We already know the yellow is in control of the B channel, so select B from the Blend If menu and look at the sliders. They look familiar, don't they? Blue to the left, yellow to the right. We're now going to exclude from the blend the areas which we want to show through from the bottom. The top slider refers to the current layer, while the bottom slider refers to the underlying one. In this case, we inverted the top layer for the sake of visualization, so we will use the bottom slider. I will now grab its right controller and slide it towards the left. See what happens? Yellow starts to appear here and there. That's because the bottom layer is starting to show. Where do I stop? Well, I want red and green to appear as well, so yes, here seems about right. As soon as we get a decent result, we will stop. Use your eyes. The only objectionable thing here is the posterization where the two images meet, but there's a quick and easy way out. We just need to Alt-click on the slider and it will split in two. Drag the left part of it a bit more and see the posterization disappear. It's a kind of blurring done through Blend If. In practice, you're forcing Photoshop to make a smooth transition between two layers rather than an abrupt one. And yes, it's like blurring a mask, for sure. We're done. Let's toggle the preview off and everything is negative, on and the relevant parts from the background emerge. Click OK, re-invert the layer. This is it. Now, ALCE 20 off, ALCE 20 on, off, on. The neutral elements are enhanced, the rest remains untouched. This may seem long and complex, but it's probably the easiest maneuver we've done so far. Let me do it again. First, I'll obliterate the conditions I've just asked for. Double-click on the ALCE 20 layer and pull the slider all the way right. Click OK. Now, invert the layer, double-click, select the B channel, underlying layer, start dragging the slider. Yes, alt-click to separate, force a smooth transition, click OK, invert the ALCE layer. Done. Now that was quick. What? Difficult, I hear you say? LAB? Listen, I am patient, but you asked for it. So far, I've given you all sorts of techniques in RGB and LAB. At this point, you deserve a 4-letter color space. A true 4-letter word. C'est moi qui. You asked for it. I'm sorry.